so good morning. It's Wednesday. I forgot to check the date again. Tell me, what's the day? Monday was the 17th, 18th, today's the 19th. So good morning, it's May 19th, and we're doing a couple things this week that don't feel particularly delightful to the energetic system, depending on where you're at. And I say depending on where you're at because some people are actually not feeling wonky right now. I don't know if that's any of you. Are any of you guys feeling totally fine and okay right now in the past few days? Because if so, let us know. There's no shame in not feeling totally insane right now. But some people are not feeling it, and some people are. So what's happening right now is we are making the not so subtle shift from Taurus energy into Gemini season, which is happening between today and tomorrow. And we are also in the shadow of Mercury Retrograde. And here's the thing about this particular, Mercury in retrograde. Mercury is in Gemini, right? And so that's the home of Mercury. So it is extra potent, extra finicky, and really isn't going to be messing around while it is retrograding. So it doesn't officially go retrograde until the end of the month. It's the 29th, I think, and it will stay retrograde until summer solstice, okay? What does this mean? We are going to tap into this a lot more on Thursday night. Thursday night, I'm doing channeling about the split that's happening in June. We're going to talk about Gemini season, and we're going to get really into it. But, just for the cliff notes this morning, what do you need to know to get through Wednesday is basically we're about to enter another refinement period, okay? And that sounds prettier than it feels, honestly, because what's happening here? It feels like we are being put through the process of, being a rough stone and becoming a faceted, brilliant gem. And we love the way that looks at the end, but if you're the stone, you have to imagine that doesn't feel so great, right? Someone's just pulling you out of the ground. You're just doing your thing, growing nice and slow, no sun bothering you. And then all of a sudden you're just being grinded nonstop, for a purpose that you didn't really understand to begin with. So this is a lot. It's a lot, but we're so far in it that, I don't really think there is an exit chute for you guys. And for me. So here we are. We're going to be here together as we become rough stones turned into multifaceted gems. Yay. That was a good one, huh? Okay. So hi, Ron. Hi, Tisha. Hi, Catherine. So it's going to be an interesting retrograde. You don't need to fear retrogrades. There's no need to fear anything, but retrogrades are not a time to be like, oh no, everything's going to go wrong. Actually, if you've been following along with the energy and doing your work and following the signs and, just staying present for the ride, retrogrades are actually helpful. They're helpful because they slow you down. They slow you down right when you would go way too fast. Okay, so if you're being slowed down, please pay attention. Hey, Claudia, if you're being slowed down right now, if you're feeling a little just, ooh, what's going on? Pay attention to that because some things are coming up. Likely, I know a lot of you have talked to me about this in the past couple weeks. Relationships are going through yet another iteration of refinement, and that is really uncomfortable. I will remind all of you that I have recorded the relationship activation. It is only $33 and it's audio, so you can listen to it like a podcast. I highly recommend because here's what's happening in addition to the 700 other things that's happening all at once before we hit June. Relationships are changing. The way that we connect with each other, this is changing. The nutrients that you need to receive from your partner, those requirements are changing fast and, steadily. And so if you are not aware of what is going on with this, if you are not kind of aware of the change that's happening, it can really blindside you and you cannot know how to navigate it. it really helps to know what's going on. Relationship structures are changing because a lot of the relationship structures that we've been living in are very archaic and patriarchal, and frankly meant to keep people as things and possessions. And I'm not a thing. I'm nobody's possession. And while I am very much Scorpio, and in the past, the idea of both being possessed by somebody and possessing somebody was very appealing to me, as I've grown up, I realized that that's kind of toxic and also impossible. And it creates a string of drama that we feed on, right? Because we are in that kind of culture where the drama of relationship breakups and makeups and tension and all the things, that's very par for course. We have endless songs about it. It's really romantic and very emo and dark, and everybody has their heartache. But hey, we're moving into a new place now where that's not how we do relationships. So let's update our systems so that we are on that page, so that when the changes keep rolling through, you're not so confused by them. So that's one thing. Relationships are shifting big time. And it is not easy, okay? Especially when only one of the people in the relationship is aware or even cares about the shift, right? So there's that. That's happening over here. Then we also have the stuff that's going on with your body, right? I've had a few of you guys say, I think I mentioned last week about the caffeine. I can't remember when that was, but basically your body is not being consistent in how it responds to external stimulus right now. So annoying, right? Because maybe you've had your body for like 40 years and you kind of know what it likes and doesn't like. And now all of a sudden you don't have any safe things because everything is up for grabs, right? The morning coffee that once made you feel so good is now making you feel kind of ick. It's hurting your stomach or making you feel jittery. It's really important just to wake up in the morning and see where you are and then honor that. Give your body what it's asking for. Stop giving it things that are, causing issues for you. And just remember, this is a movement, right? It's a flow. Nothing is static right now. So if on whatever day this is, Wednesday, you wake up and coffee is not working for you, that doesn't mean on Friday it isn't going to work for you. That doesn't mean caffeine and coffee are so bad and I'm never touching them again. Prevent yourself from absolutes right now. Prevent yourself from pigeonholing yourself, pushing yourself in a corner, or making a bunch of statements and rules for yourself in order to feel some sort of sense of security. I know it's tempting to do it, but that's not going to help you. It's just going to further inflame the situation. So flow is going to be the name of the game when we're talking about intake. Now, we also... Tish, I have to read Tish's comment because I feel the same way. She says, some days a glass of wine makes me want to throw up, and some days 3 margaritas aren't even felt. Amen. That pretty much sums up the alcohol situation, right? And it is what it is, right? So just follow yourself. Follow your lead. Follow your lead. So then the other thing that's happening, that's going to happen pretty intensely with this retrograde, with this retrograde every time. So it happens like 4 times a year, right, guys? So watch your ex relationships. There are always times when a relationship that has ended needs to come back for a reason. I'm going to put this to you and to myself and just kind of throw this out there. I don't think this retrograde is that time, okay? Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong for any number of you guys, but if you have ended a relationship in the past 3 months, maybe more than once, and you keep ending it, I'm just gonna say this is probably not the retrograde that you need to rekindle that, okay? I know it's hard. Trust me. I mean, we're only human, my friends, and everything is an experience, but how many times do you need to have this experience? How many times do you need to have this experience? And especially you Pisces people, because, and I say that with all love in my heart, Pisces is getting a whammy right now. And I don't know why that is, except that it's a lot. I don't know, it's a lot. So just watch yourself. Be conscious of what you're doing. Do not make decisions based on your knee-jerk emotional reactions. And when I say your knee-jerk emotional reactions, I want to just dig into that for just a second, okay? So your emotions are very important. They inform you. You need to feel them. You don't need to rush through them. But they are emotions. You don't live in emotions. You don't make decisions from emotions. You allow your emotions inform your decisions, okay? You're gonna let your body make the decision. So I'm just gonna explain this to you because like I need to hear it too this morning. So you have an emotion. It's big. You feel it. And it prompts you to want to do something because that's what some emotions do, right? They're like, I'm squirming so bad. I need to do something to stop this. I should probably reach out. We clearly have something to discuss. Do you? Or are you flailing because a shift is happening and you don't know what's on the other side of it? And that's scary to you. Don't react. Don't make your decisions from places of deep, extreme emotion. Those are transient things. And when you anchor into transient things, anything you build on there is going to be fucking wobbly. Do I need to repeat that? If you anchor and act from your knee-jerk emotions, and I'm talking about passion, anger, anxiety, fear, any of that, if you react out of that and anchor into those things, anything you build on that is going to be wobbly. It is not going to stand the test of time, and it is going to consistently have issues because it was not built on a solid foundation. So before you make a move, first feel your feelings, then feel them again, and then pull back and ask yourself, ask your body, what's happening here? What do we need to do? Do I need to reach out? Do I need to continue not reaching out? Do I need to go hang out with a friend that has nothing to do with the situation? What do you need to do? And do that, because otherwise you are going to continue creating these things that have no grounding, and you are going to continue having this cycle over and over again, and it is going to become less and less fun. Trust me, I know how fun some drama can be. Trust. However, it is not going to be fun anymore. As we move into the split, that is not going to be fun. So do yourself a favor and don't make your decisions based off of your emotions like that, okay? Emotions inform. They're not to anchor into. Okay, so there's that. So we've got a lot going on, and then Gemini season, which is feeling, like this kind of, I don't know, depending on what mood you're in. Gemini energy is difficult for those of us who have any fixed placements that are just like really, earth signs don't love Gemini energy usually. As a water sign, I don't know. I feel like Pisces and Cancer energy does okay with Gemini energy. However, like my Scorpio is like, pick what you are. Gemini doesn't want to, nor should it have to. We should never have to be anything that we are not. So just remember that. We should never. So as we move into Gemini season, if it's not your bag, that's fine. What can you learn from the uncomfortable feelings that it gives you? What can you learn from the energy of something being this way 1 minute and that way another minute? How can you allow yourself to change your mind 700 times in a month? Can you allow that with grace and space? Because that's probably what's going to happen. Get ready for that. Also, slow down. So that's what's happening right now. Like I said, we're gonna tap into this very deeply tomorrow night, 7 p.m. I'll be streaming it live on Instagram and also on YouTube Live. And I have a link in the things that you can go, I don't know, click my YouTube and follow me on YouTube, and you'll get an alert if you want to do that. Okay, so then the other thing is, what was the other thing? We talked about the X's, we talked about the food stuff. The X's also, obviously connects with the patterns going around. What else? I don't know. I feel like that's enough for today. It is a Wednesday after all. If you have a moment today, go for a walk. Go for a walk. Nothing is going to be solved today. This is not the day for that. Nothing is going to be tied up with a pretty bow and, cut and dry. Don't look for it. Trust that whatever is happening is shifting and moving because you want it to. Even if that sounds totally freaking ridiculous right now, but this is the process of you becoming that rough stone and turning into this multifaceted gem, okay? You're almost there, right? You're gonna look kind of funny if you stop now because you'll be half faceted and half rough. And hey, Gemini season, if that's your thing, then fine. But let's keep going, right? We got each other. We got each other's back. We're moving into, I don't know, we're moving into what feels like a time of reconnection as well. We'll talk about that tomorrow. A lot of new things are popping up, new energies are popping up. And again, as we move further into the end of this month, we have a lot of like big freaking things happening. So get outside, go for a walk if you possibly can, even if it's for like 5 minutes. Just move your body in a movement that is connecting with nature in some way. It's gonna help you so much. And I have for you guys this morning a card from Rumi, because I feel like we could all use a little Rumi today, It's just sweet, grounding, and just, I don't know, there's just a calm to him that makes me feel good. In addition, if you are interested in taking advantage of the flash private reading sale, there might be a few, I think there's like 1 or 2 spots left for next week, morning time. Don't quote me on it, but if you click the link, it'll show you what's available. You use code naps and snacks, no spaces, plural naps, plural snacks, and that will get you 20% off. Those are my last readings for May. Again, private readings are just you and me. We create a sacred container and we do whatever you need to do. These days, I'm always looking at your astrological placements to inform you on what's going on, in addition to whatever else comes through and whoever else comes through. So it is a good time, and 30 minutes is definitely enough if you're wondering. Okay. So there's that. I think that's all I've got going on for the rest of the month. I think so. You never know with me. I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, whoop, here's an event. And that's okay. All right, here's your Rumi card. Okay, it's number 13. Arise. And I'll post this in my stories. Where is, oh, there it is. 13. And just a reminder, if you follow me on the podcast, I do like a 5 to 6 minute update that's a recap of what we talk about here. And I always read the card. So if you ever want to just hear the card being read, find my podcast, Coffee and Magic, okay? All right, you ready? Wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. Sounds like this is going to be a whopper. Are you guys all sitting? I see in you a divine wild child and sacred heart. You have gumption, chutzpah, guts. You dare to love where others only see pain. You dare to believe that everything will somehow work out where others see only what they judge to be wrong. You see love where others ply fear. You seek freedom where the world still buys into manipulation and propaganda. Don't lose heart. Dare to believe. You are right to do so. It is the divine rebel in you that refuses to surrender hope. Give up the fight, perhaps, the battle that comes from a place of fear, but never give up your hope. That hope in your heart, that optimism and patience for growth into love creates a light within you that helps the world see through darkness. It becomes a candle that shimmers contentedly upon the windowsill of your heart temple. There it is, more obvious even in darkness. The stars do appear to shine brighter at night, beloved, but don't become consumed by your nightmares. They will pass with the coming dawn. Don't give them too much stock. Instead, put your attention towards that defiant candle of hope that burns, as is its nature and purpose within you. Can you sense its warmth, even in the presence of cold fear? It shall warm you now. And if not, then I come to remind you, you are a blazing angel. You are filled with holy fire, and you shall prevail. The joy of you, the expanse of you, you fill my own heart with your magnificent essence. I see and I know the great beloved in you. There the great beloved is, looking out at me from behind your eyes. I see the candlelight of your heart temple flicker within your gaze. That is what the candle of hope honors. The workings of the great beloved, so creative and crazed with love for you, that all circumstances of your life, down to the tiniest detail, are evoked out of love. Love out of passionate desire takes you from despair into hope, from holding onto letting go, from turning away to opening up. So the great beloved takes you across the moonlit ocean into the temple of the cosmic heart. Here, an eternal flame burns bright with hope, igniting the light within the hearts of all of humanity. You are being asked to trust, to gently lay to rest the suffering that has been, perhaps because of what you have labeled as the failure, the doubt, the losses, and setbacks. They are so little in the greater scheme of you. Put them aside. Allow them to rot and become fertilizer for life, but do not try to keep them alive beyond their earthly expiration date, lest you become tainted or poisoned by the rot. Let them go and instead focus on what is alive now. Can you sense that before you is a great being of light, a greater pathway opening up? This is truth. This is truth. Take the step. So easy is it when the light of the heart is felt within, reminding you of your own divine nature. The world is here for you to experience so that you may realize divinity in its majesty, mystery, and love, more so than ever. All serves that sacred purpose, so embrace it. Find your faith, be at peace. Know that no matter what appears to be, all is well. You are so loved. It cannot even begin to be translated sufficiently into words, but it can be transmitted from my heart to yours, just as the sun catches dried tinder and sets it aflame. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart, the defiant optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew. Step up. It is your time. Whew. Okay then. I feel like that was our motivational marching speech for this Wednesday. So off we go to remember how magical we are, how divinely connected, and how whatever fuckery is afoot, it's for our best and highest good, right? Okay then. I love you guys. Have an amazing Wednesday. Hope you can tune in Thursday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I think that's it. I'll also see you Friday morning. You know the routine. Love you guys. Mwah. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.